equation 1 is what? P cos theta is equals to 2, right? And equation 2 is P sin theta is equals to 18. This is equation 2. Now, we want to solve P and theta. Recall that earlier we said let the unknown force, meaning the other force, should be what? P. We represented the force to be what? P kilonewton. And the angle at which P is inclined to, we said theta. So that's what we want to look for in this case. Now, you have two methods in solving this. Recall that sin theta over cos theta is equals to what? Tan theta, right? Meaning that divide equation 2 by 1, right? Divide equation 2 by 1. Meaning you then have P sin theta all divided by P cos theta is equals to what? 18 all divided by 2, right? Observe that P cancel out. Sin theta over cos theta gives you what? Tan theta. Equating that to 9. The ratio of this will give you 9. Therefore, theta is equals to tan inverse of 9. And this is what? Tan inverse of 9 is what? 83.65 degree. You got 83.65 degree. That's the angle, right? That's the angle. Now you've gotten theta. How do you then get P? Use any of this equation. Use either equation 1 or equation 2. Now, which of these equations should we use? Let's use the two equations. You see that we get the same thing. Using equation 1. From equation 1, what do you have from equation 1? P cos theta is equals to what? 2. Now make P the subject of the formula. Meaning divide both sides by what? Cos theta. Right? This cancel out. Therefore, P is equals to 2 all divided by cos theta. Now, substitute the value of theta. What do you get for theta? You got a 3.65 degree. Therefore, P is equals to 2 all divided by cos, all into brackets, 83.65 degree. So, press this in your calculator. What's the answer for P? So, we have equation 1 and equation 2. So, to get P, use any of this equation. So, you are use any of this equation. Say equation 1, right? Using equation 1, make P the subject of the formula. Make P the subject of the formula, meaning that divide both sides by what? Cos theta. So you then have P equals to 2 over cos theta. And we've gotten theta to be what? 83.65 degree. Substitute. So whatever value you get from your calculator, 2 divided by this will give you the value of P. So what do you get? What's the value of your P? You got 18 kilonewton, right? 18.08, which is still 18. You got P equals to 18 kilonewton. This was when we use equation 1. Now let's use equation 2. Using equation 2, from equation 2, what do you have? P sin theta is equals to what? 18. Divide both sides by sin theta. Divide both sides by sin theta. Observe that sin theta cancel out. Therefore, P is equals to what? 18 all divided by sin, all into brackets. Substitute your value of theta, which is 83.65 degree. So input this in your calculator. What's the answer? Therefore, P is equals to what? 18 point. What's the value of P? The ratio of this is what? 18.11 kilonewton. Approximately 18 kilonewton. Can you see that when we made it of equation 1 and equation 2, we got the same value of P? So it means for that question, giving the value of your resultant force to be 26 kilonewton, what's the angle? Is it theta 1 or theta 2? Theta 1. So what's the value of theta 1? 67.38 degree. 67.38 degrees. So interpreting what that question says that given a resultant force of which it is made up of two forces, and one of these forces is known to be what? 10 kilonewton. 10 kilonewton with respect to theta 2. What's the value of theta 2? 36.86 degree, right? So you have to find the other force. When we talk about resultant is made up of what? 2 or more forces. So given from the question, you're already given one of these forces. So your own task is to find the other forces. So he said, let this force should be what? Let this force to be what? P. And at the end, what do you get for P? You got 18 kilonewton, right? Then the angle at which 18 kilonewton inclined, it is what? Theta, which is what? Which is a 3.65 degree. Which is 83.65 degree. So this is how you solve that question. This is just the first step in knowing your P and your theta. In knowing your P and your theta, this is the first step. I'll show you the other step too. So you can choose any of these. And I'm very sure that question like this should definitely come out. Right? Question like this will definitely come out. Now say you want to represent this force system, this value of forces and their respective angle on a Cartesian plane. Right? You want to represent what you've gotten on a Cartesian plane. Right? Yes, like the diagram. Just like the first example we had. We just calculated the resultant force and the what? Angle. We did not represent it on a Cartesian plane. Say you want to represent that very question on a Cartesian plane. The same way we'll be doing this, it also works for that. Hope you are getting me. So the same way we'll be representing this, it also works for that. Or generally, it works for any given question. So you can try the first one on your own. Now, what was the value of summation of f of y? You still remember what we got? Okay, let's do it this way. Given this question, this is my positive x, right? This is my negative x, positive y, negative y. And this is 90 degrees, 0 to 90, right? 90 to what? 180, 180 to 270, 270 to what? 270 to 360. Now let's represent each of these forces on a Cartesian plane. Let's represent each of these forces on a Cartesian plane. Let's represent these forces on a Cartesian plane. Representing these forces on a Cartesian plane. Representing these forces on a Cartesian plane. For the first one, which is R, which is the resultant force itself. What is the value of R? What is the value of the resultant force? Okay, this is how we are going to do it. Now, we want to represent this value that we've gotten, the value of the forces that we've gotten on a Cartesian plane. So how you are going to do it is that each of these angles with respect to their forces. Now, taking the first one, the first value of angle is what? 67.38 degree. That's the resultant force. So if this place is 0 to 90, at what point will you have 67.38 degree? Okay, let's do it this way. What's the highest value of degree here? What's the highest value of angle? 83.65. What's the least value? 36.86. Meaning 36.86 come first, followed by what? 67.38, followed by 83.65. Right? So let's follow that order. For the first one, which is the least value, we have 36 theta 2, which is what? 36.86 degree. What's the force? The force is what? 10 kilonewton. Moving on, the second one is what? 67.38 degree. 67.38 degree. When you say 67.38 degree, meaning in this case, this is your force. This is 36.68 degree. So this is what? Theta 1. What's theta 1? Theta 1, 67.38 degree. What's the value of the force? What's the value of the force? 26 kilonewton. Lastly, what do we have here? 83. So let's say we have something like this. This is theta 1. So write the value of theta 1. This is theta, right? And what's the value of theta? The value of theta is what? 83.65 degree. And what value of force gave us that? 18 kilonewton. Substitute the value of theta 1. Your theta 1 is equal to what? 67.38 degree. Any question on this? Any question on this? Yeah, this is how you draw the diagram. The reason why we have our diagram in this manner is because the angles, all the angles lies on the first quadrant. All the angles lies on the first quadrant. Let's say we got a value. Let's say your summation of f of y. What was the value of summation of f of y for the last class? Do you still have the value with you? What was the value? No, the total value of summation of f of y for the first class. For the first example, 500, 566.35 Newton. What about summation of f of x? 163.32 Newton. What's the value of theta? We solve for theta as well. What's the value of theta? What do you call it? 73 degree. All right. Now say you want to represent this on Cartesian coordinates. Say you want to represent this on Cartesian coordinates. How it works is that, first thing first, you can actually represent this in a vector form, right? Saying your f net is equals to f of x plus f of y, right? Bringing this to vector, say you have a Cartesian coordinate. Recall that your x component is represented with what? I, right? And your y component is represented with what? J. True or false? Are you forgotten? Therefore, f net is equals to what? F net equals to what? Therefore, f net becomes what? This value that I got, 163.32i plus what? 566.35j. All into brackets what? Newton. Is that understood? This was the value. I'm just using this for explanation's sake. This was the value we got. We should have done this previously. Yeah, I'm saying that representing what we got in terms of vector, this is our answer. This is our answer. Now say you want to draw this on a Cartesian coordinate. Now say you want to draw this, or you want to represent this on a Cartesian coordinate. So you want to represent this on a Cartesian coordinate. Draw your x and y plane. This is positive x, this is negative x, this is positive y, and this is negative y, right? Now, what's the value of the angle? 73. 73, right? 73 degree. Where does 73 degree belongs to? Is it the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, or the fourth quadrant? First quadrant, meaning at this side. So you then have what? 73 degree, right? Now, what's the force? Your force in this case should be what? It should be this net force. So what does it mean? It means that after getting your summation of f of y and summation of f of x, and you've gotten your angle, represent this summation of f of x and summation of f of y in vector form. Meaning that's the total force, that's the f net, right? Then, after drawing your Cartesian plane, identify the angle at which this total force is inclined to. And that's the first thing we did. We got 73 degrees. Then, what's the force you are going to write? You'll be writing your f net. What's your f net in this case? 163.32i plus 566.35j Newton, right? Because it is not possible for us to split summation of f of y and summation of f of x, because each of these forces must be represented with respect to a particular angle. But in this case, we only have theta. We only got theta to be 73, right? So that's why we combine it together. Is that understood? That's why we combine it. Unlike this, for each of these forces, we have their respective angle. So you're able to know that 18 kilonewton with respect to this angle, 26 kilonewton with respect to this angle, 10 kilonewton with respect to this angle. But looking at this, we don't know the angle with respect to 566.35. Similarly for 163.32. So that's why we wrote it in a vector form. So we brought it together, then we represented it in a vector form. Then with this, you'll be able to draw the Cartesian plane analysis of that question. So given a first system, first thing first, understand what the question is all about. Having understood what the question is all about, then proceed with your solving. So this is just the first method in which you can use to solve your P and sin theta. In which you can use to solve your P and sin theta. So that's how it works. Any question before we end this very question? Any question? Any question? Alright, so if you find this video helpful, do it to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video.